All right, that was fast. And I'm live now too. Flashpoint Ebontis. What's going on, man?
Oh, got a little workout in, hyped as ever, basically, at this point. So, kind of loving life right now that we've got a lot to look forward to. And I don't know. They've done really, really well so far and kind of digging it. So,
Yeah, man. This is hype season. Like we're on the cusp soon, man. What is it, 2 weeks now?
yeah, man, it's really close.
2 weeks. We're getting close, man. A lot of information has dropped. A lot of stuff to get into. Been playing a lot of Destiny recently, and yeah, pretty much. Solstice is almost done. I just got to get that. I mean, the Solstice purple stuff is done for me. I just got to get my what you call it masterwork, the chess piece, which is the prestige raid, and I had a plan to do it yesterday, but a couple fraud clanmates they needed the normal prestige. I mean, the normal Leviathan.
Ah,
So all right, I thought him a bone. So he kind of dragged some noobs through, but it was fun. I got to get mine done hopefully this weekend so I can put that thing to bed. But yeah, man, we got a lot to discuss. It is, man, there's some stuff I want to get into when we get this 2 hours. I cannot wait for certain parts. So let's
ah.
get through it.
So, if you guys have not seen, and it is your option to watch, if you're following the game closely enough to basically be involved as we are, you probably know what happens to Cade through the story. It's kind of the motivation. We know what's going on. But they dropped a really, really awesome cinematic. Just gives a highlight, and it's one of those that you will see if you play the story. So feel free to wait the 10 days before this thing comes out. Or you can check it out and watch it again in the story. Either way, I don't think it takes away from anything personally to watch it now because we already know. But it's just like I could watch this thing like 3 times in a row and just love it every time. So I thought it was like one of the cooler exotics. I think you brought up the Taken King one when we were talking earlier. And you've got a point. Like I think, as you said, this highlights one person really, really well, which they actually typically don't do.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then you've got the Taken King for the overall, like, the epic scale of that opening video. Yeah, that one still kind of kicks some butt. That one's still really
I mean,
good.
listen, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Like, when I saw this, I guess, like I said, when we spoke offline before, I'm always super critical, especially like when it comes to my Marvel movies and things of greatness. And this is just comparing, like you said, Ferrari to Lamborghini. It's personal preference, it's what you like. As far as character, trailer, yeah, it's no doubt. Like, this is the greatest character focused trailer in my opinion in Destiny history. As far as scope, I always have a soft place for Taken King because Taken King represents change. Taken King represents that turning point, that golden era of Destiny is to be taken seriously. Because the community up until that point were kind of beaten down, like based on how Destiny 1 started. So, and then obviously we had Martisov, we had the Taken King, we had all this stuff going on. But man, what a salute to the gunslinger, man. Like I was in my fields during that cage joint too. So it's
Yeah,
woo.
there's a little, let's just say, an updated tease in there as well. If you get where I love that part of it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, snap. And it just, like, lost my shit right there.
Facts. Yep, I'm with you.
So good.
Literally
This is like,
so good.
cannot wait to get my hands on this. Like,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I was
Yeah,
like
man.
in chat. Shout out to Plummy, welcome, joining us early. But yeah,
doubt,
it's
no
like
doubt.
everybody, if you know what's going on, sad about it. But man, I will say they are doing service to him pretty well. So
Absolutely.
watch that cinematic, watch it 4 times over, watch it on a TV with some surround sound. Like just have a little fun with it, enjoy it. It's
Yeah, man.
won't say much more than that in case you do want to hold tight, but it's pretty beastly.
Yes, sir.
Now, the other thing they dropped in Gamescom, besides just talking about general stuff we probably already knew from E3, is that Gambit is going to get a free trial. So I'm going to play a quick little teaser
Let's
so you
go.
guys can see what's coming. Hold on, I have no sound. My bad.
All good. All good.
No.
Get the visual.
Hold on, I have no sound. My bad.
All good. Mm-mm.
This little game you're about to play, I call Gambit.
Good Trefka. September
I
1st.
was like, that's the one piece you may not have quite caught because it goes so quick.
So fast, yeah.
So, 24-hour preview.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, if you own any version of Destiny 2 at all, even if it's just year one with no expansions, you are going to get to play Gambit for free for 24 hours. So it's Saturday,
Yes.
September 1st, 12 o'clock Central Time, 1 o'clock for you, 10 a.m. Pacific, all those goodies. 24 hours. So if you're going to be at home, boot this game up and test it out because you get to try the new mode without asking anything. So I don't know, man. The more I sit here and watch like the trailer and think about this, the more I'm wondering how deep this mode is going to be.
Like I said, I can't wait for you to get a hint. Remember, I'm one of the
to,
lucky
I
ones.
know. You've
So
been
I
there.
know what's gonna go down. Like this is it's really a fantastic mode. I mean, it serves that itch, that PvP and PvE itch, and everyone can have a role. And there's gonna be people who don't even care about the PvP part, and the mode is still fun. Like it's still good. You know, with the blockers, the modes, saving modes, there's gonna be strategies with that. And then I like that there's gonna be unique gear and ranking systems tied to it. So I cannot wait for you to get a hold of it, man. This is gonna be a fun one. Love the way they're doing this, and let's give it credit. Like at the end of the day, like giving the base something to play that maybe on the fence with Forsaken, and just letting them touch. This is great marketing, so I really like it.
Yeah, it's a really, really smart move. I mean, this is one of your new sellers. People know about PvE, people know about PvP, but Gambit, they're like, here's this new mode. I have Destiny 2. I don't really want to buy I'm not sure. As you said, you're on the fence sitters right now. They're not sure. Just literally boot it up, update your patch in the next couple of days and, in the next week or so. And then come September 1st, check it out. See if it's one of those things that's going to give you something to go for. So.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Shout out to the dude in chat.
What's up,
Tower
dude?
Talk was fantastic last night, man. Shout out to you and Piccolo, man. These guys run a great show. I swear, Flashpoint and Tower Talk are going to have to do something.
Yeah,
it's at
seriously.
that point now. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm putting pressure on you. You know what I mean? Someone's got to get on someone's show at this point because these are two up-and-coming Destiny podcasts. But yeah, shout out to them, man. Oh, short pause. Those guys do a fantastic job. I listened to them last night. It was really good, man. And we can't wait to dive into that content as well, man. A lot of stuff to talk about.
Sweet. So yeah, September 1st, definitely spend some time in there. I'm going to be in there a lot because honestly, after the 28th, I mean, I'm going to be testing out the weapons, messing with my vault and stuff like that for actually things to like Solstice is done. There's not a lot to grind for. So kind of feel everything out, spend some time, feel out your builds, and then jump in there, man. Have some fun. And this is one where I was looking at, what's up, DJ Marks? Saw him on my comments too.
Nice. Salute.
Like when I see the bubble in the end, that honestly makes me think of how you're gonna play. Like if the worry of the primeval dying and actually dying when the primeval's up is getting its health back. So if you actually have to play safe and cautious to make sure you don't get picked off. Somebody's got heavy though, they can play the hard shot. You stay in the bubble, play it safe with the new little boost we'll talk about a bit later. Like there has potential for other classes now, and there's so many different things. Yeah, the support classes.
Yeah, absolutely. The support class has benefit. There's no doubt. And I can't wait. To see. Like I said, I've messed around with the new Dawnblade Super. Fantastic. Obviously, we know the 9 supers that are coming. There's going to be so many strategic elements going on. I cannot wait.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking in my head like bubble. If you need to hold down the front point, or somebody could just be in a bubble, be taking down the and always have a Ward of Dawn with Saint 14 on there, where the blockers might come in. Just stand in there with a shotgun, melt them, get done, just keep going, so everybody can run in, dump them easy. But also think about a hunter with the traps, and you got 3 shots. Put 3 traps around the map, so if anybody does invade when you're melting the primeval, they might get stuck with a tether. So I'm seriously, you could do a lot of things. I mean, you
get dirty with it, man. I like that.
Real. I was like, oh man. Good old suppression grenades. I'm still gonna hate them though.
Oh yeah.
Suppression grenades, tractor cannon. Still mess with you.
Those abilities are so, in my opinion, are so disrespectful. It's just
straight up fun police. Straight up fun police.
Absolutely. So what we got, man? What else we got?
All right, guys. So, This is honestly the best part of my day of reading this yesterday. This was huge. And also, I think this is a sign of how much is to come.
Let's go.
So, about that time, they said, many of you have been reaching out questions to know exactly when we're going to be start hunting Aldrin and his barons and things like that on September 4th. We'll come down for maintenance that morning at 7 a.m. Pacific. Maintenance should end around 10 a.m. Pacific. If you have your download done at that point, you should be able to log in. You know, for me, it should be right around noon Central Time. So, log in at noon, just like any other reset. Only problem with me is I can't do a reset and play at the same time, so a reset video pretty much falls off on every release.
Yeah, you did on
that. Just doesn't happen. Because I don't even know what to tell him yet. I'm not sure where to go. Sorry, I had to mute for a sneeze. You didn't want to hear that. That was a big
it's all
one.
good, bro. Get it out.
The next piece, Joe Blackburn comes in, forsaking as proof that the full Destiny 2 experience is just the beginning when the campaign comes to a close. Which, from what I've heard, and there's leaks and things out there, this is gonna hopefully tie in really well. Get Addict back in here,
exactly.
Some happy people.
Happy people, man. Happy people. With that sentence right there, actually pleased me a lot because that's what we want. We want that continuity from campaign to raid. Continue.
It's like it's just the beginning. It's like everything else is like, okay, there's like strikes to run and you grind it out. It's like you're just getting going, which is awesome. With so many new things to do, so much power to gain, we knew that players would need a chance more than just 3 days to prepare for the incredible challenge. I didn't even have to read anything else. I was like, more than 3 days, yes. All right,
what do we got? At that
point,
at that line, Ebontis was a happy man.
And that's why Last Wish, we'll get to that a little later, that is the name of the raid. And if you checked out some possible leaks, there's some validity to them now. The next chapter of Destiny's Raiding Legacy goes live on September 14th. 10 days on a Friday.
Wow.
So good.
Yeah, man.
A week and a half.
Yeah, go for it. Continue.
No, just a week and a half after you first step foot on Tangled Shore. Good luck. And then we've got basically the door that you've probably seen. That is where we will travel through. Like 10 days. We were saying this. A lot of people have been hoping. This is exactly what I wanted to hear. I am so psyched.
Yeah, man. It's really cool because, like I said, we don't have to go crazy rushing. We have time, explore the content, and I know some people, the hardcore may be, a little upset, like, oh, everyone's going to be so over leveled, by the time next week or whatever. But there's a ton of people who don't have the time to blaze. Basically, got to no life it for 3 days, right?
You do. Like, you have to be one of the dedicated. You pretty much have to do this as a job, or take time off of work.
And again, it doesn't put as much pressure on people to have to do it. So I am definitely liking this. I can enjoy the content, and then I can't wait, man. We get to see what's behind that magic door, what's going on in there. Supposedly, the most bosses they had hinted at before. And this is gonna be the one. I'm very excited about this raid, and thank God we retire a Leviathan. There's no more apartment 2B and 2C. We can get a full raid. Let's go.
So good.
Hype.
Now there still will be layers. They say to this. They have mentioned that.
Damn you, Ebontis. Okay.
I gotta bring you back to Earth. But
you just stole the moment, man.
No, but picture if they continue building on that.
It's just got to be done right. It's got to be done again. It's got to be tied into that first sentence of this paragraph. Okay, continuity, it's got to continue.
So think about the Ascendant realm.
Yeah.
What if you have different variations? Or you do like different weekly rotations, something like that. Like, I know they can do a lot with it. If it keeps pushing the campaign farther and farther, then I'm good. Like, if it, as you said, is just like, it's literally a Cabal ship, and then all of a sudden you're like, here's this Vex thing in the dumpster. Like, I mean, that's that. If you break it down, I mean, that's obviously really layman's terms, but I mean, that's where you break down and you lose this whole connection. I mean, Callus was far enough. There was literally one adventure, and as I've been doing all the damn adventures in this game recently for the Solstice armor, I've done all of them now. There's literally one. You hear about this dude, Callus, and he talks about the, life of a plenty. They phrased it differently, but I mean, you get to see it later from him because he's this big fat ass slob and stuff like that. But But I mean, that's literally, it's designed for games and plush and all this stuff. And
Yeah,
you're like, how does the hell does this fit into Gaul? Like, we went through this dude
exactly.
who is like the tone, like the speaker getting just eventually dead,
Hmm.
which you see Gaul trying to like take the light from the traveler, wanting to be this all powerful, like universal ruler type. And then you go to be
Hmm.
like, yeah, just, come play in my ship. Like,
Yeah, come play this game show, and we're gonna I'm gonna test your skill. And I actually like the cool thing at the end with revealing. Obviously, if you haven't finished Leviathan by now, come on,
yeah,
spoilers.
he's a
But
robot.
like that he wasn't him, and it was kind of like a the robot test or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just like we didn't get any closure. I don't know who. What is it? Cal or is who the hell is that?
Kalur, the
And
Spire of the Stars.
yeah, Spy of the Stars, and it's just like it just didn't fit narratively. It just didn't make any sense. And on top of that, we had in between we had Osiris, that the campaign that didn't connect. We had Anna Bray, whose campaign didn't connect to Leviathan. So I'm hoping, and what I'm very confident now, at least with this, is that there will be connection. We're not going off to a separate place. And I remember the devs are saying that the Dreaming City is going to change. So after maybe a certain time, the raid is completed. It changes and it then affects what's going on in there or whatever, and we can, like you, hopefully, like you said, maybe some type of ascendant realm kind of thing. But I'm in agreement with you. Leviathan was not handled well. The first Leviathan I was okay with,
No.
but Spire Stars, Eater of Worlds, although they're gameplay wise, systematically decent raids, albeit short, it just didn't fit narratively.
Yeah. No, I agree. And honestly, what they really, really have got to do in this one, I want to see personally,
Hmm.
give me a damn raid cinematic.
Oh, dang! Please,
Like
yes.
that, you have to explain where the hell this comes from, or if you're going to do some disjointed thing, especially like Leviathan, which I hope they don't. But I mean, have a reason, have an explanation, have a backstory of how in the world did
Hmm.
Argos end up in that? Did you suck up a
Yes.
planet? He got stuck in there. He ate everything. He finally grew up, and now he's this giant. Like, at least where the hell he came from? Like something. That's all
Preach.
I'm asking for.
Preach. Who is Calor? What does he have to do with
Yeah, he's
anything?
another one. Is he going to take over for Callus? Is he running the ship? Is he
Yeah.
the second general? Like, who the hell is this dude? He's just a target on in. He's a target in my sights until he dies. That's all I know. Like,
That's all it is.
yeah,
Oh my god. We can go on and on about raids.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, like, I mean, that's what I was like, Plummy in chat. Callus is an interesting character. It's like, give me some background on him. Like, what is the deal? Like, give me some more. Like, render this damn ship out and see it driving around the universe and be like, here's a galaxy. Home. Like, just
Exactly.
like it's kind of crazy. So I want to know more. And I know
Absolutely.
like this type of cinematic level for a character, awesome. Have pay Blur Studios because that's who did the last one, and just dude, pay them another set like for the raid. Like I want that level, or and it doesn't even have to be 4 minutes long. That's a long cinematic
Right.
for an intro. But give me like a quick backstory. Like here's this ship, it's following him. He's trying to follow like Gaul
Hmm.
around to catch up to him, and we're in this universe, and he's here now, and it's like us or them. So I mean,
Completely agree.
give us a reason.
Even
Sorry, random tangent.
No, no, no. It's a great tangent because at the end of the day, and I'll be short of mine. It's just that at the end of the day, like the concept is dope, right? Like the Leviathan. Like I'm a Transformers kid, so for me, the Leviathan was almost like a Unicron thing. This
Yeah.
planet eater. It's people are in trouble. Then give some backstory with Callus. I understand Gaul kind of overthrew. I get that part. Him, and then now that Gaul's out the way, just give us more context. What's going on, and especially when you end a raid like that, there was no sense of what we did this for and what happens next, at least any type of cryptic thing. So that they just got to work on that. And I am confident that they will not pull the mistake narratively that they did with Leviathan. So let's go, man. I'm thinking positive. And my boy Myelin is over there. He stressed all those points. I know they got him working on the Grimoire book and all that stuff. But, it seems to be that they are trying to take lore in the right direction. So I'm
Yeah.
more hopeful.
Yeah, it seems like it's getting there. Just as you said, I have to wait and see. So yeah, 10 days. Enjoy. This is one of those times I can actually say. Normally for Forsake, like any expansion, I'd be like, take your time. If you're not one of those who is really going for worlds first, enjoy it. Now you really can kind of do both. You have a week and a half. Probably gonna play a lot no matter what, but you can still get some sleep in there. Bonus.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Next piece, as we've all been wondering about, they answer quite a few questions about mods. They go into detail about, where you're going to be getting them from, what you're going to do with your old ones, if you've got them stockpiled up, all that type of thing. So we know mods, if you watched the combat reveal stream, they had a bunch of them. They are not meant to be that as abundant as we probably feel they are right now. Like, we just can go in there, buy some mod. Like, they're pretty common. They want these to be more rare, so if you don't have quite as many of them, or if you use them up and you're like, hey, they're a little harder to get a hold of, that's kind of the point. Mods are supposed to, they want them to mean more, therefore be a bit more rare, as some of that stuff should be.
Right.
Some of the ways, literally, that you're going to get them in year 2. So all exotic armor drops, regardless of the year, will have a chance to come with an equipped mod, which is good.
Nice.
And if you get duplicates, then you'll actually have a benefit to potentially pull it out of a duplicate when you break it down.
Good point.
So a little benefit to your 3rd or 14th Vesper of the Radius or whatever. Like, yeah. So they say
Make your 10th Better Devil's more interesting. Let me stop.
Well, yeah.
Let me stop those shots. Continue.
Non-raid year 2 legendary weapons and armor drops will have a small chance to come equipped with mods. So this is one thing I have a question on. Mods looked like it came when you level 10 masterworked it.
Okay. Yep.
So how is just a random legendary weapon going to come with a mod? Does the masterwork just like boost the stats or give you that extra slot? That's kind of one of those things I was wondering about.
Yeah, I remember when we watched the combat stream, whenever they masterwork, you seen let's say for example, if it was like a masterwork to range, you would see it slightly increase each time you masterworked up a level.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing that.
Once they got to 10, that's when I thought like the mod slot opened the next like tier. That's where I thought that came. So that's why I'm kind of wondering how this works. Yeah,
it's interesting because one legendary armor mod always drops one mod component when dismantled. This is very interesting, and I want to shout out Tau Talk. They actually mentioned this too. Like, as we continue to read, like the armor is going to hold 2 slots, kind of thing, and it's interesting to see how they're handling that as opposed to the weapon mod slot, because it's still holding like the old one in the armor set.
Okay. So you're free to keep the weapon, and that's the thing, you can override a mod, or if you break that weapon down and it's a crappy roll, you can take the mod out. So getting your duplicates will have an even more benefit to be like, is this roll good, or does this have a mod that I really want? And especially early on, I wouldn't worry quite as much. It's kind of one of those pieces of advice as you guys are going through leveling up. Don't worry about breaking things apart too much. Like, just hold on to stuff. You're going to have a little bit more space. See what your real optimal stuff is. You may be like, this may be mediocre, but I do like the gun. And you don't get anything better. You can infuse it, level it up, and still have a decent mod already. So,
absolutely.
I wouldn't, just really try and optimize or min-max too fast. Take your time. That's going to come later.
Yeah, absolutely.
You may pull mods out of gear used for other gear by dismantling. Alternatively, if you want to leave it in there, you can choose a new mod over the other one. So you can overwrite or take it out if you dismantle. So those are your options.
I like.
I was like, I like that if you put one in, but you're like, hey, I'm done with this gun, pull it out. If they're really that rare, that's good.
Yeah, because that was a problem. I'm one of the few that actually played extensively with the mod system in D2 as it started, and it sucked. Like, you break something down that you had kind of like a spec towards, whether it be grenade recharge class item, and just to break it and just lose the mod completely kind of sucks. So to see that happen and you retain something, and also it gives value to weapons that you don't care about but have a good mod. So you're like, okay, I'll break this down, so I know I'm going to get something that I'm going to use in the future towards something else I want to use. So I love that aspect of what they're doing.
The good thing, though, vendors do not come with mods. So, I mean, if you're buying a specific gun, you might go for a random roll on a different week, but you are going to have to mod it. So you just can't, vendor screw somebody over and just, fill up on mods. So that's logical. So if you have the mod components and Glimmer necessary to feel you feed the habit, you may go straight to Banshee. So for all of your mods you have now, don't break them down yet. You can, and I think mod components are really what you're going to use to buy them.
Right. That's going to need a new card.
But honestly, if you wait till the first time, mods are just going to be just figure them out when you need them. Break stuff down as you go. You'll have some space. So direct buy year 2 armor mod, and you'll be able to buy one of those daily, and then, or at least it'll be updated daily.
Yeah.
And then also one weapon mod. So he's going to have a weapon and an armor mod that you can straight up just buy. So if you've got a lot of them saved up, like some of us do, I have a buttload of legendary ones. I'm probably going to be able to buy some for a little while, but as we keep progressing and going, then you'll still eventually run out of stuff.
Yeah.
For armor, year 2 armor mods always drop 1 mod component when dismantled. Year 1 legendary armor mods always drop 1 mod component when dismantled. So if you break down a legendary, you're going to get a component. Rare armor mods, sometimes.
Chance.
Yeah, it's
sometimes.
a chance.
Yep.
Same thing with weapons. If it's legendary, you're going to mod component so that you can go buy another one. So if you got something you don't like, break it down and go buy something else.
Sounds good.
Also for year 1 armor mods, all your year 1 armor mods in your inventory will cease to work. Just not going to function.
Yeah, so they're literally phasing these things out.
Yep. And you can dismantle them for the materials. If you break down a whole bunch of blues, obviously you may not get that much. Year 1 armor mods currently slotted into year 1 armor will cease to work. That is armor specifically. Remember the weapon mods, the damage type will lock in. Also remember that. So before the 28th, if you got some time this weekend, you want to go check the Reddit thread that's got all the data farming for what things are going to lock into. Make sure you got your your main happy weapons where you want them.
Exactly.
Year 2 armor mods will be able to be slotted into both year 1 and year 2 armor mod slots. So that's what you were talking about. It sounds like we've got 2 slots.
Yes.
Which is interesting, honestly.
Interesting, which gives armor a little flexibility.
Which, thank God.
I know, because it's so bland. Me. I know, you about to go on your rant right now.
No, I'm done. I've done that enough. But like, if we got options, we got rolls on armor and multiple options, then yes, absolutely. Like, seriously.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So that's the deal with mods. Yep. Josh Hamrick is like, I'm going to be invading your Gambit games real quick. Like, so he will be around this weekend.
Yes, sir.
So they are giving us a sneak peek for the patch notes for next week.
Here we go.
So we're going to start discussing some of this stuff.
Yes. I am
so you got character changes. Now, as you look through this, there's actually not... No. I was going to say, I was looking through this and tell me if I'm wrong. There's specifically not a ton of changes, and this may be, again, a Forsaken change, not this week. There's not a ton of changes specifically to super themselves.
Right.
Yeah, so you've got abilities and exotics, which is fine. So
yeah, but remember, this is...
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
Sneak peek.
Peek. So, Hunters, your marksman dodge is now considered a reload, and it can interact with Kill Clip, Rat King, which is actually really cool. So, like, Kill Clip especially just got a bit more beastlier, because if you're like, kill, dodge, good to go, that's almost even faster.
Exactly. I'm scared that now Hunters would run around with antiopes. And, oh, dude, anything with Kill Clip is a powerful, and that's considered a reload now with the dodge?
Yep.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Celestial Nighthawk will grant 33% of your super energy back if a target is killed by the golden gun. That's actually not bad. I'd almost like, if you're going to blow Celestial Nighthawk on one, like say you're in the middle of a strike, you're like, this mini boss just needs to get vaporized. It's nice to get some back. Wormhusk Crown.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get interesting. Well,
let's get to this.
Wormhusk Crown will no longer start regeneration of health and shields. No. I want you to think about this, though, because I actually was watching. No. Instead, grant a larger health and shield bump at the beginning of the dodge instead of at the end. So, as time to kill is actually going to be increasing, your kill times are going to be faster. So if you get one tag and then you get a quick boost of health, that honestly may help you win the fights it may feel just as powerful because the time to kill is getting quicker. You won't be able to hide and come back in full, but mid-fight, that dodge, that quick boost, may help you almost in the fight more. I don't know. I'm going to have to see, but it's like, I feel like it's a proper change to where it's not like going to, get back to full and overdo it. But I still think it could be powerful, which I'm okay with. I don't want them to nerf stuff into the ground. It was like really, really bad though. So we'll see if this honestly like is enough of a nerf personally.
All right, hold on. I got to get in on this because the dude's in the chat. I got to get you. You are not going to skim past Wormhusk. That is the bane of the Crucible right there. That thing right there, bro. Let me tell you right now. Hunters do nothing but rock Wormhusk. Right? And there's nothing more annoying and disgusting to beating a hunter in a gunfight. And they do that damn dodge, and then they turn around the corner, and guess what? You're at a disadvantage now because it's got full shield, full health. That sucked. Big time. And actually, let's be honest. I mean, if you're looking at it from a hunter's perspective, it kind of pigeonholed you. Like to go into the Crucible or whatever, it's like, why would you take anything other than that?
Yeah, I
You know
mean,
what I
if you
mean?
don't have it, you're at a disadvantage just
Yeah, it
because.
was like, why even use another exotic? So, we still have to see in testing how the new way it's going to work. You're going to get a larger health pool and a shield bump at the beginning of the dash. I get that. Is it finite? There's still some questions there,
Yeah.
but at least it's not as crazy as before. So I am happy. I know the dude is in the chat. He's very emotional. They had a good talk about this on Tower Talk last night, and I was listening to them laughing to the dude's tears because he's a hunter and he loves his worm husk. But at the end of the day, it had to happen. Like it was insane. That's nothing what hunters run. And that was the only exotic people were running with, and it was just crazy, especially in competitive. So frustrating. But
Yeah, it was
again,
like,
at least
I don't know. We'll see. It was like, it may not be as nerfed as you think, honestly. I'm
we'll
still
see.
kind of
We'll
wondering,
see.
like, if you're
Hey, as
in
long as it's
a.
not full shield and full health, or maybe it's just the health, kind of thing. We'll see. We'll see. Again,
Yeah.
you're right. I have to see it in real world action, testing. I know my boy Fallout will probably put something out there at Cross and all those guys. They'll do some extensive testing, but at least it's being thought about. That's all I
Yeah.
all I'm
No, I mean,
concerned about.
it's a change, but yeah, I was like, I'm
Hmm.
kind of curious with the TTK being faster, if it's really going to make it, any better for the rest of us. We'll find out. Warlock, increase healing rift effectiveness. That's actually good because sometimes you drop that thing down and you're not really that much stronger. So
Right.
maybe honestly something like that on the healing rift. Maybe if you drop it down, you get a little burst as well because it takes a second to
It
cast
takes
it.
a second to kick.
Maybe
It
a little
sucks. Like,
quicker like burst and then
dude.
kind of your continuous healing.
You know how many times I've been shot out of just about to put the rift down, and
Oh
like
my
literally
god.
animation finishes and I'm shot and that's it. I'm like,
Yep.
this
Yeah, you're
sucks.
done.
Yeah.
Empowering rift now increases precision damage.
Mm,
This thing's already insanely strong. Already giving
mm.
you range, already giving you 30% damage. Now precision's even better. They're really hyping this precision. Like
Love
your
it.
TTK in both PvP and PvE is like gonna be quicker. And honestly,
Hmm.
precision is the key. Like you
Yeah.
have to lurk on landing your shots, just as the dude said in
Facts.
chat. Gotta land
Facts.
them.
And I don't want to skim over this. What I love about this is for Warlocks out there, let's be honest, Warlocks, like our crutch is Healing Rift. We feel safe, you throw the Healing Rift, you hide or whatever, to get your bearings in PvE or PvP. But it's just like now it's really making a compelling argument to take Empowering Rift, especially when you're doing a deep think about doing Catalyst plates, you know,
Oh
in the
my
boss
god,
and you're
yeah.
landing precision shots. Now you're getting the extra, stuff. I'm just thinking of shout out to my Warlock bros out here. We're running Lunar Faction, we're jumping on a plate, empowering Rift. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be really sick. Warlock, they're really going hard with support, and I'm feeling it. I'm digging it, man. I'm really digging this. The Rift, tweaks going on here. But that's what I got to say on that one. But I'm very excited about that empowering Rift, big time.
Yep. Couple exotics are getting some changes. Skull of Dire, Ahamkara. They're kind of bringing this one back to be. It's the one we talked about before that was all black and D one. Yes,
Obsidian
Obsidian
Mind.
Mind. Yep.
It's getting that vibe. And I guess we're gonna talk. Keep that name. Yeah,
Obsidian
that this.
Mind.
Yeah, keep this exotic in mind as we talk later because I got some stuff I want to talk
Okay.
about.
Increased super energy gained from Nova Bomb kills, which is the
Nice.
same way Obsidian Mind worked. Killing high ranked enemies will grant more super energy. So
Nice.
a good
Like
balance.
that.
If you blow like a super on, orange bar, then you're still going to get a bigger chunk back as opposed to
Absolutely.
like 20 thrall.
Mhm.
Transversive steps enhance mobility.
Mhm.
I hate how vague that is.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty vague.
Like mobility. See that? Like I'm glad the armor is getting like mods and stuff like that. And hopefully those can affect more than just anything. But really, those three stats still kind of suck.
Yeah, I mean,
They're just
I
kind
want
of. They don't really like make me think of how I play. Like, do I want grenade recharge time, super recharge time, melee? Those were at least specific things that would
Right.
help generally.
Right.
Those seem the ones we have in D2 still seem so much more vague. Like resilience, does that really help me in PvE? Like ever?
Yeah,
Well,
it's like when you get to a certain point. I mean, only if you're like at 3, resilience. But yeah, I mean, if you're at 3, resilience sucks. So you definitely
Yeah,
need,
a little
like
bit.
4,
Yeah.
4 and high. So I get that. Transversive, I agree as a warlock. I don't really use it. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
be honest, I know sprint speed, that kind of helps and stuff like that. And I know as it previously worked, it would reload energy weapons. So now with this new change, you're saying the equipped weapon will be automatic reload, which is, I guess, a better change because whatever's in hand is getting that you're using is getting reload, automatic reload. So I guess that's the change. Again, subtle. I'm not going crazy just yet. I got to see it in action, that kind of deal. But interesting that they felt they needed to touch transversives.
Sorry, I'm literally looking at your chat, but I can never see a very long chat window. I'm not
It's all
sure
good.
why, so I'm like trying to see if I pop it out and I don't kill it. There, that'll help. So enhanced mobility. After you sprint for a short time, your current equipped weapon will be automatically reloaded. That's actually not terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like one of the weaker exotics for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you run around and then you get into a fight and you pull it up and it's reloaded, at least you're ready to go. So
Yeah,
it
you're
kind
ready
of
to
makes
go.
the mobility use of a Warlock a little better.
Right. Because so it's a mobility build.
Yep. Yeah. Titan Rally Barricade no longer requires players to take cover. Thank God. Like, because that's like even on PC, people just had the macro to like literally crouch and uncrouch like instantly. And that was just a PC. Like, honestly, if you're just standing behind your Rally Barricade, just keep feeding it, and that's what it's going to do. So it's going to work similar to the way, and this almost takes away from Lunafaction boots now.
Yeah.
So, like, those almost need a buff just to keep up with this. And then Hunters, I'm sorry, you guys just have to be with one of us. You like need a buddy.
I'd say that again. I like that.
Hunters, you gotta in the PvE realm, you gotta be friends with Warlocks or Titans. Well, you got an option, but you need one of them.
Oh, good. Shout out to the Hunters.
So
we got exotic armor now.
Helm of Saint 14 now grants allies an overshield for a short duration when they pass through, which is a more usable version. I always was annoyed having to stand in the bubble because you can't shoot out of it. Now, coming up, if Saint 14 carries over to the new walking super, that'll be interesting.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. That's a good one.
Like, so I don't know if it's going to... I don't know if, like, literally specific... Because it says through Ward of Dawn. That's a very specific super, so maybe not.
Right. Yeah, it could be just specific for that, yeah. That's a good point.
I'm just also wondering, like, if the new supers are each going to have their own piece of exotic armor. I don't
Most
think
likely.
There's usually that many, though. Like, not all of them tend to get it, so I guess we'll just have to see if they don't want to overpower one. Mask of the Quiet One, increase energy gain from incoming damage. When critically wounded, health will be granted from kills. So, nothing too crazy there. I'm trying to actually remember what the hell that damn thing does.
That's the cool looking one. It's like some chainmail thing.
Yeah,
going on.
so grants melee, grenade, and class ability energy when damaged. Void ability kills grant health regeneration is currently what it does. So now it's going to increase the energy for all your abilities. So I mean, if you just wear it, and that's kind of one of those general use ones. You may not love it for a specific thing, but getting all your abilities back quicker, and especially if you can stack those mods. If you stack the mods and do this all the time, you're going to get back pretty quick, especially in a pretty tough fight. When critically wounded, health will be granted from kills. That's actually kind of cool. Like, if you barely win a fight in PvP, just keep going a little bit quicker. So they're really trying to speed things up in kind of sometimes subtle ways, which I like.
Yeah, definitely.
Grenades. Basically, I just summed this up. Increased base damage across the board.
Thank God for my Axions, man.
Somebody missed a typo here. This isn't quite right. Gonna go ahead and need to move that indentation back one, please. It's literally just one. No, it's just funny because they're always they pour over these things like 6 times. I'm sure I don't usually catch anything. One of the first few typos I've seen. Axiom Bolt, increase base damage, increase the amount of time it takes for the tracking strength to lessen. So it will hunt you harder and faster for longer.
Yes.
Flashbang, more damage. Incendiary grenade, more damage. Storm grenade, more damage. Scatter grenade, range and fall off ranges for the detonations of more reliable damage. Yeah, scatter sucked.
Terrible. Scatter horrible. Remember when scatters were actually decent?
Well, I'm just Shinobu's Vow was fun for like 2 minutes, but
yeah, and I'm thinking as a Warlock, I'm just hoping nothing Manacles comes back, bro. That was my jam.
See, they mentioned something about Grenadier getting back to that, which is what I would love. Because right now, Grenadier does squat. It doesn't change the way I want to build.
Facts.
Like, Grenadier's not strong enough for me to equip something like Shinobu's Vow or a ability thing over something else. So hopefully it will. Magnetic, Fusion, and Flux, all the ones that attach. Increase base damage. Damage is now the same whether a target has been stuck or simply walked over the grenade. Not bad. Magnetic grenade now detonates only the second time if it's attached. That makes sense. Second detonation no longer only occurs on the grenade itself and will be applied to each individual target hit by the initial detonation. That's actually cool.
That's cool.
So magnetic grenade in a group of thrall. Boom, boom, again. That I like. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Think
um,
about PvP when people are bunched up.
yep,
You
yeah.
know,
If you throw it on a point, you're gonna get a double tap on both of them, which is nice.
absolutely.
Skip grenades increase impact of each skip drone impact for higher damage potential, which is good. Sometimes those are a little hard to get going. Void wall just harder to walk through, which is good.
Hmm.
Only thing I wish about void wall they could change if you could have it go horizontal or vertical in front of you.
You want
Like
to change?
make it a
Change
wall,
that.
make it a straight wall to hold down a hallway, or make it a wide wall to like stop all the enemies coming at you. Like make
Oh,
it be a
you
little
really
more.
get into it. Okay.
But well, no, I mean like for PvP, typically it's a like you have paths you typically are going to run down.
Yes.
If you have just one like straight through of it, you're not going to take as much damage as if I could literally fill up a hallway. You're not. That's like shutting down a point. So
Right.
a pathway. So I wish you could at least go like some way to control the way it landed. I don't know how, but it just would be nice.
Nah,
Some way to change it up. Random quality of life. Swords will have shaders. This is really cool. The timer for healing rift, shadow, empowering rift, rally barricade. Just any of your abilities when you're wondering when's this thing gonna go away. Now you know.
now you know.
Yeah. This is odd. Wanted escapees from Prison of Elders will roam the open world.
Nice.
So,
Love it.
I know, like this is where they're starting to like throw Taken into vanilla Destiny before Taken King came out. You'd start to see him in the world.
Exactly. It's a great preview, and they've had a history of this. I mean, even back to House of Wolves. Remember the wolves are howling? Remember that? And you used to go out in the was it the Cosmodrome area, and you'd see, these random, the wolves out there. And you'd be fighting them and stuff like that. So basically, it was kind of that preludes in your current game what some of the new DLC things will be bringing in, and I like that a lot.
Yep. It's a good way to again, like if you've got D1 and you randomly go patrol and there's I don't know if there's going to be scoring out there or what they are, but yeah, this patch for everybody is going to have a whole lot behind it.
Absolutely.
And increase the difficulty of the lost sectors. Example, EDZ will be 240. It doesn't feel like
Okay.
I mean, like, who gives a flying?
Yeah, like when I read that, I was like, all right.
Yeah, I was like, why is that specifically a thing? I mean, we're all going to be so far beyond this.
Yeah, I guess maybe for new players, this does not apply.
I guess if you're wandering through EDZ, you can't go into Lost Sector and accident and survive. You would have to literally come back after the story and do it. So, man, I guess that, but walk into a Lost Sector. So, for the World of Warcraft players out there, you'll understand this. Go up to like an instance, make it be like a portal or something you pass through to start it, like you'd start a mission. Have a Lost Sector kind of be that, and pick your normal, say it's 240, or you want a heroic Lost Sector, put that thing like 450. Like, jack the power level up, or at least give you the option to do it that way.
Yeah,
Would be nice.
absolutely.
All right, so next topic. The man with the tentacles on his face, Mr. Zer.
Yes. Let me grab this.
Yeah, you jump on. I've been talking
Let me
a lot
grab
about
this
it.
because I actually don't think this is. I don't think this is getting enough credit. I actually like these changes. So Zer, obviously his will is not his own, but yeah, he will no longer display the vendor icon on destination maps. Love that. Just for the whole purpose of, bring back the mystery, right? Bring back the mystery. Stop letting him be attached, which is the next point, to flashpoints. You know what I mean? It was like, as soon as the reset happened, you just figure out where the flashpoint is. Boom, there he is. And then he has a clear purpose, but cannot explain it. Forgive him. Good joke. And here's my favorite right here.
Oh, I know.
This is for me. Faded engrams will grant only pre-Forsaken exotics. Thank God.
Yep.
Love this change. Love
So
this
good.
change. And I love it for so many reasons. Just for the fact that, listen, exotics have to feel exotic, And when he came around, fine. You grab whatever you have for the week. It really helps a newer player, you know what I mean, as well. The only time it's going to help us, a guy like us, if it's just an exotic that we just haven't got, But when they introduce Faded Ink, I'll never forget that 12 million you did. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yep.
Because people were just sitting there with tons of shards, right? You go to him and literally you just wait 1 week and you'll get the entire inventory in, a month. And it's just like, it just cheapened exotics to me. Everybody had everything. And yeah, it's just one of those things like, yeah, if that's going to happen, let him give you the old stuff.
Yep.
But the new stuff, play the game, explore it, have that sense of D1 where it's like, damn, I haven't gotten that yet. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at Ebontis in the tower right now. Damn, I gotta get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was something special about that, and I felt that's been lost in D2 with this give everybody everything mode,
Oh
and
yeah.
to see this go to that. I love it. I know I've been ranting a lot, but I had to talk about this, man. I don't feel this is getting enough shine out here.
100% agree. Like literally, I
Mm-hmm.
have no qualms with this. For one, the hunt for it makes it a little more fun video for me to do every week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little biased perspective. But
Absolutely,
seriously,
for the
it's just
content
like,
creators, yeah.
but also it's like, okay, so it's necessary. All right, I'm just gonna go to his tree. All right, so
Mhm.
it's Io. All right, I'm gonna go to the cave. All right, Titan, I'm gonna go to his office. I mean, EDZ, I'm gonna go up on top of the ship. Like, I know exactly where he is. Like, there's no. The dude is mysterious of the nine. We don't know squat about him. Still don't know any lore on this dude.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
at some point, we have to figure out who the nine are. I mean, Destiny
Yes.
14, maybe. Who knows? But, well, granted, if Destiny ever wraps, they better give us something about him. But he's a
Mhm.
mysterious dude. He's not, like, on a train schedule. Like, come on. So
He said a train schedule. I'm dead.
I mean, seriously, it's like, all right, at about 12 o'clock, he's going to pull it into his tree on Nessus, and Zur has arrived. Like, it was so planned. In D1, you're like, well, he's got so many points. Honestly, I'd love it more if you could move around on planets and not be in the same damn spot.
Same
like, give him
spot.
multiple options. Like,
Yeah.
you really got to go hunt him down, which is going to be a, kind of a rough hunt for me, but it's like, that's kind of the whole point. Like, you're going to find some moments, people are going to start doing some hunting. This kind of takes me back to as I was doing all the region chests, because I really had never knocked them all out. I did most all of them together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just little nooks and crannies of these maps. Like, I got kind of surprised, especially when it was Mercury. Like, Mercury had one up on the side of the Infinite Forest entrance. I was surprised they put one that high. And there are a couple other ones that were around. There was one in Io, in the like upper tier of the Pyramidion. When you do that adventure, you go up there.
Yes,
and
yes,
it's
yes.
back down or around, like underneath. I'm like, I would have never even looked there.
Look
much,
there.
yeah, like much less even think I could have. But I was like, I just kind of jumped down, and with my hunter, I was like, oh, and I had to catch myself, and it was like, it's right there. So, no, like just making everybody look a little more and stuff like that. Just honestly, the appreciation of the. It was just going back to kind of appreciation for some of the stuff they put into this game that a lot of people never even find.
Dude, I'm
So-
so glad you said that. And just to double down and finish off your point, especially what you just said there, and let's be honest, like this gives back to the community. This gives back to the content creator. Because I remember, like, I would be at work and I'm like, damn, where's Ebontis video at? Where's Ebontis video? Because I'm not able to get home yet. So I know when I get home, I know where Zur is,
Yep.
And now I miss that so much. That was a big part of what Destiny was. You wanted to know where he was, and you wanted to know what he got, right? You're like, okay, this week sucked. Okay, I need this. Oh, he's got this week. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like you was hype, and it just adds back to that mystery and giving content creators those where's Zur videos. That's what I miss.
Yeah, it's like Destiny. Like, there's a keyword like Zur location doesn't mean squat right now. We all know. So, yeah. So, I mean, honestly, these are proper changes because, I mean, Zur also needs to have some bounties. He needs to have a little more involved in his inventory. There needs to be more to his weekly arrival as opposed to here's his exotics you can buy. Blah. Like, honestly, we've said this before too. Have it be maybe one armor and one weapon. I'd almost rather see it like, a faded engram for each, but not even have like, and that's it. Like, have it be a roll. Don't have it be a specific thing. You can make it a gamble or not, and then maybe make it like one exotic, be it a piece of armor, a weapon, and just one that you for sure know what it is.
Right.
So you got got a couple options to roll if you want, but don't have him bring 4 exotics. How fast are you gonna go through them?
Yeah, that's a good
Stop
point.
the number he brings. Like, just pull it back. Like, it's just too many to me personally. So
No, I hear where you're going with it. What I just got a last question because you actually made me think. What about so you want just one regardless per class as opposed to as it is right now where every
no,
class.
I don't even want one per class. I want one.
Oh,
Either one piece of armor for some class, and if you don't play it, maybe it's an incentive to play that class, or two, or a weapon. Like, honestly, just like,
okay.
but that brings the exotic back to exotic.
No, I'm with you. I'm not.
So
I'm
that's,
not
I mean,
against you.
no, but
I'm
that's
just saying,
why,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's,
No, I see where you're going with it. I
Yeah.
guess the people who are new to Destiny wouldn't like that, but for us hardcore, yes, because that extends the life of exotics during expansion.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, okay. So new players,
mm.
do you really want me to hand you everything, or do you still want to eventually get there?
True, but I got to stick up for them on this one point. I remember, just starting out. Zero was a big help during like my very early Destiny career. Like, sometimes you do get unlucky. Everyone's got you're not powerful enough really to do much. You get your first kind of exotic that kind of gives you your bearings. You know what I'm saying? You get your little training wheels. You can go outside. You can bike with the big boys now, right? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to eliminate them completely because I know how it is. Sometimes I remember D1, it was very hard, man, to get something, and at
That's
that,
how it should be.
I feel you. I see where
I
you're
mean,
going.
that's literally like if okay. So tell me this: I'm a new player. I go
Mhm,
in. I see Zer for the first week. Sweetheart, I got 4 exotics.
mhm.
That's way too damn many, and it takes the feels out of those exotic drops. So even
I
if
hear what
you're
you're
a new
saying.
player for that experience, for some to make it feel more valuable down the road, yeah, they're
Mm.
gonna get a little boost in the front, but then once they have anything, what the hell's the grind? What is left to grind?
You're
So
making perfect sense. The only thing I may disagree with you is you also want the elimination of per class as opposed you just like one either weapon or one armor. So let's just say I'm a warlock and it's a hunter thing, like Zer's useless to
yeah.
me that way. He's like, yep, so what? Fine.
No, but that's why I was like, maybe one just random engram that you could buy with shards. So like one random roll of whatever, and then maybe
Okay.
one specific one that you can buy to give you an option for something. But then like one set thing. So I just don't want to see 4 set things a week. That's
Yeah.
too many because in 4 weeks I'm gonna see them all.
So that's why you're okay with the faded. Well, maybe that our commonplace could be the faded engram be having the old stuff. So
Yeah.
then the new player can say, okay, you know what? I got enough shards or whatever the currency is going to be if they're going to continue that, and say, all right, let me just get me a faded engram, and then no, I could rock with you now. No,
Yep.
I'm seeing where you're coming from.
So I mean, it'd just be a way to. Yeah, it's exotics need to feel that way, and that's my worry. Generally, is when everybody gets them too quick. So having 4 from him personally is too many. They didn't have. I mean, they had 4 in Destiny 1, I know, but I still thought that was kind of too many. The weapons took a while to go through, but that's just my thoughts. Anyway, lots of. I mean, good things. You got to go hunt for him, and he's not just going to throw all the new stuff at you positive across the board there. So
Gotcha.
Destiny 2.0.
Woo!
It's coming. So,
I can't wait.
Destiny players will no longer be able to log into Destiny. It's going to be taken offline for like a 15-minute maintenance, apparently. They're going to roll out the update. Maintenance will remain offline, so come the 28th, I'm going to be able to get home from work, and then about 4 p.m., then you're going to get to play and test this stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, this is a bigger downtime than the other one,
Yeah.
than Forsaken. I think this is going to be your bigger content download,
Mhm.
and then Forsaken's going to be the Switch.
Right. I
Because
agree.
this is like 4 hours down,
Wow.
maintenance, all that stuff. They're doing from 7 to 10. They're doing less time down the week after. So
Yeah. Good point.
spend some time, make sure it's downloaded, make sure your system's on, have your wife like touch a button, make sure it does what it needs to do, like whatever you got to do, make sure. But we get a little preview of system changes in update 2.0. So in this one, so as you guys know, 2.0 is going to handle the weapon slots. This is one of the biggest things we get to see. Vault space, bulk shader deletion, that stuff's coming. But weapon slots are changing. Certain weapons are going to certain spots forever. Certain things are going to lock into specific places. So, basically, look over this specifically. If you have any question of what's coming, read this one for yourself, because I'm going to try and skim it, because I've probably said this twice already.
Yeah.
There's certain weapons for year 1 that are going into kinetic slots, like Silicon Neuroma, the Hawthorne shotgun. They're going to be kinetic, period. So you can use kinetics there, but it's going to be probably still an energy weapon. The Ikelos is going to be locked to solar straight up because they just don't want that paired with tractor cannon to ruin stuff, which is fine.
Right.
They know when things are going to be a little bit too broken.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
Tractor cannon.
Whisper is already insane, so it's fine.
Yeah. Tractor cannon with Ecolo shotgun and trench barrel. Ooh, boy. Like those combinations on bosses and stuff like that with different people. Like, yeah, it gets we melted in the escalation protocol like that. That was like part of the flow. It was crazy.
Year 1 exotics will remain in the power slot as exceptions to Year 2 weapon slot changes. Darcy, Legend of Acreus, Tractor Cannon, Whisper of the Worm. That makes sense. I mean, what those are capable of, shutting down a super, adding void damage, Legend of Acreus has to stay. Like, it's way too powerful.
There's no way you can have Legend of Acreus running around.
It's like Darcy, when you lock on, I mean, for a power weapon slot, like, Darcy is good enough to fit there still, and Whisper as well. So, I mean, those four, they finally have actually put the word Whisper of the Worm on one of these. I think that's the first time I've actually seen them say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
And let's not forget the fact that the other exotics are moving. Think about that.
Yeah, hold on. Now I want to actually see. Yeah. Now I'm actually thinking what's in there. So
think about Fuse.
Colony?
Think about Colony in Energy, Merciless in Telesto in the grenade. What's that? Prospector. What else we got? Oh, this is the one I want to talk to you about. I was thinking about this before Flashpoint. What happens to Wardcliff Coil?
It's a rocket launcher still. It'll stay.
But here's the sentence. All right, you make sense. I would agree with that.
No, they've said rocket launchers are staying power.
Oh, they did say. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure because I'm like, if
no, that's no.
If Coil is running around in the energy, woo, it would have been scary. Okay, yeah, you got me back down.
No, you're good. Yeah, you're safe.
Okay, cool.
All other Year 1 energy and power weapons will have their elemental attribute locked for Year 2. So if you have a Mananand, you have an Uriel's Gift, whatever you have, it's going to stay that way. Play the game. Doesn't matter. It's going to lock in. Now, honestly, it's probably not going to matter that much once you get farther into Forsaken. If you want to have certain options for, shields, or I like my Manans, so I'm going to have all three of those just as I'm going through. But random rolls, honestly, are probably going to trump basically anything you've seen in Year 1. Because Better Devils can be Better Devils and then better. So whatever you've got now, it can only improve with a mod and a masterwork and everything else. So it's likely only going to improve. So what you've got now is probably going to be a holdover. So even if you don't lock everything perfectly, I wouldn't worry too much about it. But if there's certain ones you love, go for it. New ammo economy will be live. So that's the big one I've got to see. I'm still curious how they're going to balance this out. And I'm wondering if this is like ammo economy 0.9. Maybe there's like a day one patch for Forsaken where they like adjust. Because I have a hunch it's not quite going to feel right.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to, be duplicitous with certain builds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like 3 shotguns when they start with 4 bullets. Like, I know they don't want it overpowered, but it seemed real small.
Yeah. We got to see. Because, how does it apply with the economy? You've got technically... 3 shotguns and one, a couple of stuff that used to be power and special. It's going to be interesting. It's probably one of those things that I think may end up not being really that practical once we get the whole system down. But again, we've got that week, on Tuesday to test, to see how these things work out. And that to me is the key. So I'm very excited about the changes though, because I already got some builds in my head that I'm thinking about running with.
I just can't wait to have Snipe. Silicon Narama is actually a pretty decent PvP sniper. I'll just throw that in my kinetic slot with some Sunshot in the middle.
Oh, that's sweet. Bro, I hear where you go. I'm thinking about Perfect Paradox right now.
Oh, you love that one, yeah.
I love that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Zenith and Paradox dude before Ikelos came out. So, yeah, I'm excited for Paradox being in there and what that's going to do, So, yeah, it's a lot of builds, man. You're going to get a chance to play with. And just that, it's going to feel powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's really going to feel powerful in certain things. Having, a power-style weapon or even the fusion-style weapons in the slot. And, you're going to have more versatility with your loadouts going into encounters.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know PvP is going to be completely broken for a little while, which is a good thing. But absolutely. I also just like the fact that PvE, I'm going to have an option to be like scout, sniper, rocket. Like, picking stuff off, turn over here, hit this guy in the head with a sniper, and still have a backup power weapon that's not just a sniper. So, but also pulling a shotgun out too. I hardly use those things, and sometimes, those are in a pretty good spot when you actually choose to use them. I just typically don't overpower. Things like Whisper or rocket launchers. There's stuff that's just so good, I can't get myself to use it. So
exactly. No, I totally get where you're going from.
Yeah. Exotic weapons. So basically, collections you've got right now, armors, emblems, exotics, things like that, you're not going to be able to touch your collections. So if you do need something for the next week, come the 28th, get it now. If you want to experiment with stuff, have it in your inventory. You can delete some of your legendaries. Supposedly they'll come back. That's up to you. But I was like, you'll have your vault space coming. So if you fill up everything, the one thing about this they have said, some things are going to move around. So if you have all of your power weapons that are going to become kinetics, and your kinetics are full, they are going to dump into your postmaster. Make sure your postmaster is empty and make sure you have space for things to move. Put them in your vault and make sure you have space in your postmaster. So if enough things move around, you're not going to lose anything. That's the biggest thing.
Exactly.
Make sure you have space that nothing is lost. That's the
Great
big
advice.
Key. Tooltips may not quite be working right on a few things. Fine. I don't care. Exotic weapons will lose their +5 power mods just because all the +5s are going away.
Yeah, that's going away.
And Weir 1 armor mods will be deprecated entirely starting September 4th. Nightfalls will not feature strike scoring until 9.4 as well, so no reason to run a Prestige next week. So be it.
Yeah, that's done.
They did say Prestige, or Trials of the 9, we know it's on a hiatus, but they also said the trophy achievement is just not going to happen for a little while.
They're serious. They're serious.
Like,
Trials going away. They are serious.
Solstice armor, if you are still grinding out, they have a couple tips about that, but basically finish it before the 28th. You can masterwork it after the 28th because you'll actually have the armor to do the effect, but you do need to finish getting the legendary armor if you want to. So, but other than that, got a couple cinematics, top scores. They're out in Gamescom right now. If you're out on the other side of the world, play some Gambit. If you're going to be in PAX West, go play some Gambit.
Go play some Gambit.
Seriously, like, if you can get your hands on it and you're going to be out there anyway, try it. Like, I'm envious.
Very soon. You got one more week. You're almost there.
I know. Now, one more little topic we can tease at, because I don't want to break this thing for everybody.
Yes.
There's a pretty substantial leak out there about what is to come. Now, if you guys will avert your eyes real fast.
You're not broadcasting on my side, by the way.
What?
That's another story.
Oh, did the Twitch finally just die?
Yeah, I think it did the funniness with you. You know how Google gets stupid.
Hold on. Let me see if I can screen share and unscreen share.
Yeah, see if that maybe kick it in, because Hangouts always gets retarded. But if not, it's up on the Twitch broadcast where you should be subscribed anyway.
Hello. Why does it do that? I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's not your fault, dude. It's what it is. It is what it is. Don't worry about it.
Because I didn't say anything. It's the one time I
didn't
type
exactly.
in chat. It's like I didn't type in chat. Yeah.
Yep. We figured out why it does it.
Yeah.
So
as odd as it is, but. All right. Let me make sure I got stuff open. So I'm not going to put it on screen, but basically there is a leak out there. It's your option to go read it. But the idea, kind of what we were saying, is it really does feel, without saying too much about it, campaign leads into endgame. The motivation behind it and the things going on actually really seem to link pretty well together. The names, somewhat of the lore behind a couple of these things sound like really, really cool stuff. So I'm trying not to say very much because I obviously don't want to ruin it for you guys. But just the look of some things, they've got some teasers out there about strike names. Just the actual possible lore behind the raid name itself, which they do list that.
Yes.
It's called Last Wish. Shout out to Bife, always doing some good videos. If you know anything about some of the stuff that he loves doing, or hoping for in this game, the creature they talk about in the little, teaser video they did, maybe an epic fight. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be kind of amazing if they pull that off the way I'm hoping for. Yes. Because in my mind, it could be a really tight room if it's a small fight.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, you can go Taken King where it's more open, but if it's in the core of us, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see this thing.
But I also love so you're going 400 to 600 power level. What do you think the soft cap is gonna be? I'm kind of curious.
400 to 6. This is the largest gap we've had. I so this is not this is there's no precedent with this. Is tough, man. You figure, damn, because all right. Let's start with what I think we may know. Right, the
Let me.
raid has to be five something, right?
Oh, a must. Like,
Yeah, like
there's no way you do a normal raid lower than 500 at a max, but I would love to see
yeah,
550?
50. They may
Or
do
maybe,
five.
well, actually, I'd love to see 560. So the prestige you can't do without, like, going from, like, you'd be more than 50 levels below. So I'd
Right,
like to
right.
see that, like, 50, 60, 60 might be a round number, so you get that 50 and one. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's this is tough because it's such
Like,
a
do you go, like, 450?
because I
Or
was like,
soft cap, like,
if you go 450 soft cap to get to six was still gonna be crazy. That means you,
that's like,
yeah,
I mean, that's why it's going to be challenging. You got powerful, but the resets are coming sooner too. Remember, those
mhm,
powerful engrams are going to be like 4 days. So you'll
right,
have like three chances, I think, before the raid goes. But I
right,
can't figure out the balance in there. I don't want to be too small.
right.
Uh,
And
but I'm trying to
I
think.
mean,
They have to know it's got to be capable. But I also want to feel like
exactly,
the raid is actually going to give you a level up when you do it. I don't want you to
right.
be like 500 and it's 500 and you're like, I'm just getting stuff that's hard. I want it to like, when you were 30 and you did the raid stuff, when like good old vanilla, you got
Mhm.
31 gear. You got a boost.
Yeah, I based on what we know, my guess will probably be like that 450, 475 range, only for the simple fact because now that I'm remembering past 12s that we've done, right? If you remember when they were talking about exotics and leveling up, they will everything was very helpful. Things that give you exotics that at that level will give you more
Yeah.
light. Everything was very generous towards light.
Yep.
So the vibe I'm getting is, hey, soft cap may be smaller, right? But at
Yep.
least once you get there, it's not the complete over reliance on powerful activities because
Right.
that's what it is now. Like you have to do that powerful gear tab once you hit soft cap because everything else was not giving you anything. But everything else is giving you something, whether even if it's a one light plus grind. So that it makes me infer that the grind is long if they're being that generous. You see where I'm going?
Absolutely. Yeah. I
You know
mean,
what I'm
you've
saying?
got a 500 strike playlist, but they want the people to be able to work up into that, not just like be done with the campaign and go to 500.
Exactly. And now that we know what we know about raid date, and if they're confident about pushing it out back a week, then yeah,
Yeah, they got to
maybe they
make it
go.
slow and long.
Yeah,
But
maybe they go 550. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
500 recommended 550. By the time next week, maybe guys are like 500, 525 or whatever. And then those rewards then help you get towards those rate rewards then help you get towards a 600, but it's still going to take a while. So yeah, I think I'm going with that, man. I'm
yeah.
going with that, 525, 550 range
For the raid.
for the rate. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Soft cap for 450, 475 ish.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably on the same boat. Somewhere like 520 to 550 for the raid. Somewhere in there, so it's above 500, and it's going to take some work to. But maybe if you're like 500 from some of the strikes, you might be like 501. You're under it, and you'll get a
Right.
benefit from doing it, even a decent boost if it's like hard to finish.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Which
They
is
want to be
what they
like,
said.
you finish, you get one piece of like,
Hmm.
530 gear, and you're like, ooh, that's a cool boost because I was like
Hmm.
502. So this will start
Yeah.
helping you in little pieces, but like the raid should be
Right.
tough. But if you finish it, a big boost, and that's what they've said.
Right.
So
And that's what they said. They said those type of activities should be more of a substantial boost. If they're giving out those level of boosts, the grind to get to six is going to be long. So I think the soft cap is smaller. So it'll be interesting to see how our predictions go when we get the official patch notes.
yeah, seriously. So we've got 4 strikes. Those will be at least fun to have in rotation.
Nice.
More things to learn. And
Hmm.
Gambit, like I want to know how Gambit falls into all this like leveling and power levels and bounties and
And it's got its own infamy system and
oh
it's
yeah,
going to be interesting,
ranking.
man.
And that's kind of
Yeah.
the point where I feel like, you've done your couple things for a day. Well, go grind out some, Gambit. Completely different mode.
Exactly.
Like bounties all
Hmm.
over the place. Man, it's
Hmm.
so close. I'm
I
looking at
can't
the
wait, man.
24th and it's like so
I,
close.
I'm Yeah, it's so cool. I'm just excited about weapon changes right now. Like next week, dude. Like we're getting weapons. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna get to play
Seriously,
around.
it's so cool. Yeah,
Love
I
it.
know.
Love it.
Yeah, had a question actually from Plummy.
Sure.
What D1 exotic do you want or miss the most?
All right. This is a two-part question for me.
Yeah.
Shout out to TH Cronos. The first would be I'm gonna say the first one is gonna be pertaining to the theme that I want is pertaining to the theme of Forsaken, which is in the reef. And my
Oh, I
favorite,
know where you're going.
you know, listen, I am Lord Cognito. Forget
Right.
that. Don't forget. I anything Lord related,
All
your
yours.
boy go crazy. So my one of my favorite was the Lord of Wolves. I had somehow figured out how to master that. I mean, it was a beast in PvE. You know, it was acting like a kind of like a short range pulse, but if you hit all the shots, especially with their precision, it would just melt. I love that thing. Then it gave the support. It basically went around the theme of how the fallen wolves act. They come in packs. So when you get a kill, you support your teammates with that plus whatever it was, resilience or whatever it was, right? So love that thing. And in PvP, that was that gun I went to the lighthouse.
With Lord of Wolves? That's
Dude,
impressive.
that's how good I was with that gun. Like I just knew the ranges, how to use it, and I was a support player. Like I wasn't the people that got me to the lighthouse. Like those were my clanmates, but they were superstars. But my thing was shut supers down, shut whatever down. You know, be aggressive. Oh man, that was my baby. Now to the other part, which is like which D1. Man, there's so many good ones, man.
That's rough. I'm literally
Oh,
looking through them right now. I'm like, it's
this is
tough.
this is tough. You know, everybody knows the basics. You know, I don't want to say the normal stuff. You know, like, oh, Gallahorn, Truth. You know, and to be honest, I can't even say Vex because I got vexed. I heard my first Vex at Age of Triumph, so I can't. Damn, this is tough, man. You got me on the spot. Um,
It's kind of the fun
woo!
part.
Oh man, I used to love Last Word, but thinking. Yeah, you know what? Last Word was my baby when I
Yeah.
first started.
See, I sucked with that gun. I'll just be straight up honest. So if you were skilled with that one, honestly, it was a really popular thing in the meta. But if you were
Mhm,
skilled with Last Word, I respected it because as bad as I was with it, I knew how
mhm.
good they were with it.
Yeah, Last Word, man. I was. That's what. When I first got Destiny, I fell in love with hand cannons. That was one of the ones I picked because I remember when you first start, you had to pick a weapon. So I tried hand cannon, and then one of the early exotics I got was Last Word, and just the lore behind it, the animation, how he flicked you know what I'm saying, the trigger,
Yeah.
and then it would fit the theme of Forsaken, the last gunslinger.
Well, I mean, that's when people are wondering if it's coming back because it hits way too close to home for a
Yeah,
Western theme.
that
So,
chaperone, all that stuff hits
yep.
feels with wild. This is a Western tale. So let me bring it back to you. That was a great question in the chat. What about you, man? What
What's up?
what?
Good morning, Cryptic as well. Cryptic, Kronos,
Cryptic
all you guys in chat, Par 5 over in the YouTube, everybody loving it this
salute.
morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, if we definitely, since we definitely were talking about weapons,
Mm-hmm.
since you kind of went with two,
Yeah, kind of. I couldn't throw Lord of Wolves out because that's how bad I wanted.
yeah. So one for me,
Mm-hmm.
just because of its unique feel and what it was capable of.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you have no idea where I'm
I
going,
have
do
no
you?
idea where you're going with this. I'm like strongly attentively listening.
Dark Drinker.
Wow, you're a swords guy. Okay.
Because of what it was capable of and
Mm-hmm.
how it truly fit the word exotic.
Yeah,
That
no, it was
sword
no
and
joke.
what that spin was capable of and how much ammo they held and just
Mm-hmm.
the nature of the exotic swords in general, but that was the one that I think had the best coolest like animation and everything to go with it is one. Now, for one that I probably used a lot more than I ever should have and just love the way the ping on it is. Do you know what I'm saying?
Come on,
Hawk
come
Moon.
on. Oh yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
love the ding ding ping.
Ding ding. Yeah, when you hear that sound,
Oh, yep.
oh man, you
You said
knew
that
he
like
was catch
hundred
that
and
bullet.
some odd numbers.
Yeah, and it's a sexy looking gun. Like
Oh,
that.
I loved the way
Oh,
that gun looked too.
that gun was sexy. Like it was just, unfortunately, I was on the Xbox at that time, and unfortunately, I didn't get
Unfortunately,
the
yeah,
God
yeah.
PlayStation roll. We never experienced it. But what was it, like a magic bullet, right? It would just be,
It would be the procking of all three. So
oh,
basically, you have luck in the chamber. So one random bullet causes considerable bonus damage.
mhm,
Holding ace is two more random bullets, but it was just the occasional one time in a clip. All three
mhm.
would proc, and it was just bam. Now I don't even know if I really probably got more than maybe one or two of those like triple proc kills.
Yeah.
But you had three bullets in there, which was enough. In a fairly long clip, it had 13,
Yeah.
but the range and the way that gun
Oh,
felt, like that was one of mine that I probably used a lot more than I should have.
yeah, oh, it was
Um,
amazing.
Got to give a small runner
Mhm.
up to Bad Juju because of the way that
Oh,
would
how could I forget Bad Juju? I used to love
right
that gun.
because of what it would do for your super. It
Yes.
would, and that's literally, and this is the one where I miss the builds for like Prison of Elders. Like
Yes.
super bonuses, like okay, so like what's my spec for the week? It is straight up Bad Juju, no question, because every kill is
Yes.
going to build my super, get it quicker. Like
Yes.
all those compound together. Those are the ones where I want things that help builds.
Yes.
I miss
Remember, it
those.
was for Warlock, it was Bad Juju and Obsidian Mine combo. Oh, oh man, that was dirty.
Mm,
Scream. What's up, bro? Oh
yeah,
man, we trying to get you. Where you
yeah.
at?
Apparently you were sleeping.
You was sleeping, Scream. He's supposed to be
Yeah.
on this.
But yeah, I mean,
Shout out to What Up Scream in the
there's a good
chat.
question. That's why I wanted to bring it up. So,
That's a great question.
yeah, Kronos has got Queen Breakers, bro. That's another one that was pretty cool. Just because
That took skill. I
it
respect
was
who killed me
unique.
with that
Yeah,
gun.
that was like the charging fusion travel
Hmm.
time and all that stuff. So, but there were some cool ones in there. I definitely did enjoy. And then there were ones that, in theory, sounded cooler than they ever turned out to be. Like Zen Meteor. Theory
Yeah.
sucked after all. Like you
Yeah.
never got to use that thing. But on the other side, Plan C. I miss my baby fusion rifle.
Oh, Plan C. Yeah, that was a job. I forgot about that. Oh yeah. Oh
And then,
yeah.
of course, the one we'll never see again.
Which one?
My Thundercasting Thunderlord.
Yeah, Thunder Lord, baby. Thunder Lord.
Like,
Yeah, that was a classic. Classic, man.
so there's
Shout
some
out
good
to
throwbacks out there.
throwback. Shout out to Par Five. I do not want to see the Thorn come back. I'm good with that, man. That was terrifying. Like, dude, two taps, walk away. Oh, and the burn damage just exposing where you are on the map. Oh no, thank you. It was sexy though. It was sexy. I can't front, like Thorn looked like a Corvette. Remember?
Oh,
Like
yeah, no,
Thorn
it
was
was
sexy.
Thorn was good.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's like there's definitely some good stuff that I mean things like the first Cursed and Ace of Spades, those were pretty lackluster in general. So I mean there were hit or misses in that department too. There's some that we absolutely love, and there's some that I'm like Nemesis Star, meh. Stuff
Yeah,
like
forget
that was like some. Not all are going to be winners, and I like how they kind of keep breaking the exotics we've got in a good way.
Yes.
So I hope that trend continues. Is all I gotta say. I mean, you could go through and we might do armor on our next one. Maybe save that for next week just to see about some D1 armor.
I like that. Yep,
Some
I like
D1
that.
armor hype. So kind of keep that in mind. See what your favorites were, and we'll discuss those again as well. You got anything else? I know we're kind of chat's actually bumping right now. So
Not much, but yeah, you got me. I can't wait for next week now because you got me in this whole memory lane, for
okay.
favorites and stuff. And yeah, I'm very hyped. I could already think of some for as far as exotic armors for next week that we could talk
Absolutely.
about. Yeah,
Um,
man.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. We've got the proper time for the raid. Like 10 days is
Yes.
reasonable for a Destiny
Perfect.
raid. By the way, heads up, today's National Waffle Day on Twitter, so go have a waffle.
Salute. Go have a
Yeah.
waffle.
We've got
Mhm.
the test coming. We've got the Gambit actual like freebie demo, which is cool. We've got the weapon slots. You got your vault. Like this is like the perfect, just like the time cadence of all this stuff seems to be
Dude,
just
they
hitting it, like nailing it.
Are on it. I'm trying to tell you, man, that marketing team, like I said, say what you want. I know me and you had our little issues with the whole Cade reveal, but say what you want. this lead up is probably one of the best lead ups to an expansion they have done in a long while. Because I'm trying to even think about taking. I'm trying to remember taking. I know we were hype. I know we saw E3 trailers. I know they had information, but this just seems. I don't know if it's me. It just seems week to week there is something else going on that you're still playing Destiny. You know, it was Solstice, it was this, now it's that mode. Now they're bringing in Banner comes in, and then boom, here we go. Free, what you call Gambit. Then we got guess what? 1 week, ahead of time, boom, weapon slots. There is just something to log in and do. And then even before that, Whisper came out. So think about it, in a period of like a month and a half, every single week in Destiny, there has been something fun and exciting to do. And they are nailing it. And then you throw the last Gunslinger trailer to get the feels going for Cade, man. Shout out to the marketing team. They don't get enough credit, man. This is a fantastic job of just leading into this expansion. I'm ready. I'm pumped. Let's go.
Whew. Me too.
Let's do it.
Seriously, like me too. I mean, those guys, they know how to do it. They know exactly what people want to see. I was like, me having this cinematic still for me would have more weight in the moment for the first time, but for the game, for what needed to happen, I've never argued that. Like, it needed the hype, it needed the build, it needed this Gambit, it needed the cinematic that's like epic for like all those things needed to happen.
Oh, you with me now?
I know. I never said it didn't. I'm just saying.
No, you will fight me. I'm gonna get the takes. Don't let me go back in the takes.
No. I was like, no. For me, I was like, I would say, I was like, I wish they wouldn't have, because for me, the reveal would feel more weight.
Of course.
But I would. But I was like, but for the status that the game was in, they had to people go like, I'm sorry, what just happened? Like, they needed that moment to pique people's interest and kind of really start reeling that fish back in.
That's
like
how you do it, man.
So. No, I was
I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. Then I got one.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. And to their credit, now we're seeing with the last Gunslinger trailer, what they showed at E3 was, like I said, it was just a tone piece. It didn't happen that way. So now I'm even more excited of everything again that really leads up to that and the whole thing. So yeah, man. Then you're just angry too. You're like, yo, we got to get them. We got to get them. Like. This is just really good marketing, and I think that the testament to it will be after we finish the campaign. After we get Aldrin, and then what? Then me and you already have some discussions offline about that. Non-spoiler, but spoiler. But we're not going to talk about that now. But at the end of the day, it's just like, man, this is exciting. Oh, and one last thing that we didn't get a chance to talk about was did you see, I believe, I forgot who put the tweet out. It was a funny tweet. It was like, size doesn't matter, but this is impressive. And they showed the physical hard drive size of both Taken King and now Forsaken. I believe
16 gig versus like 46.
Yo!
Dude.
Now I know, again, size and everything, but at the end of the day, it's like, man, that's a lot.
I mean, you have two worlds.
True.
Like, Tangled Shore is going to have a whole lot of stuff to do. It's where you do the story. You're going to do a lot of adventures there. Like, most of the story will be there. Then you'll dabble into that, but there's still going to be reasons to come back. Absolutely on both is going to be...
Facts, man.
It's going to be, like, so much to do.
Yeah, man. Shoot the Snaldo in the chat. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Yeah, Scream's like, 18 versus 40. Yep, this is huge, man. This is huge. And again, I think they even have... shout out to Unknown Players, got a video out right now, and that there's one of the Dreadnought ships crash landed in, I believe, the Tangled Shore. Call me if I'm wrong. Yeah,
wow.
And
I mean, I can see it.
No, they've already shown it. Like they apparently Game Informer has the footage of us, Guardians running around in one of those ships. Because remember, even though the Dreadnought itself was the largest in scale,
there were a bunch of little mini ones.
Right, the little Dreadnoughts was still big. So apparently, I guess one was shot down, and then it ended up being there on the Awoken Planet. So this is going to be interesting as well to explore that area. You're going to have the Hive running around in there. So I'm excited. I'm excited, man. It just seems, again, not to get too crazy, but just all the way around, they seem to be on the ball with this. And now it's just a matter of just driving this baby home and executing. So I'm hyped. Shout out to just want to come in and say I saw the Forsaken trailer and the feels. Oh my God, the feels.
Oh
Facts.
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy in a really, really good way. So, man, we could just keep rambling on.
We
Like,
just keep rambling, you know.
there's so much good stuff coming. But yeah, it was like how much exploring. How if there's do you think there's gonna be like memory fragments like they did with Warmind? Do you
Oh,
think there's gonna be
absolutely.
like all of that stuff? Is can't wait. So much, so much, so much. I'm just bouncing up and down in my chair right now like an idiot. So, but yeah, shite. I can't even talk.
You
Chat.
can't even talk. We're so excited. Last
Chat
week in my
is lit
chat-
this morning.
Yeah, they're lit right
both
now.
you guys. Thank you. It's just fun. Have a little commentary as we go through. Definitely hyping it up. But I think we can start wrapping it up. We're wrapping pretty
Yeah.
close to our good old hour and a half is where we're trying to keep it.
Yep.
Not
That's
doing
sweet.
like a 2+ anymore. This is weird. It's funny how we actually talk offline though, and it's the times where we have this, TWAB to cover, we have this full article, and then we finish on like an hour and 5 minutes. And this one we had just a TWAB, and we get off on ramblings, and we're like, we could keep going. So
We could keep going.
it's weird how
Facts,
some of
man.
these go, but thank you guys for always tuning in. Good
Much
times, good
appreciated.
times. But for both, if you guys have seen a couple new videos on my channel, I finally got my logo and animation done. I was
and
really
it's
happy.
fire.
Dude, I was happy how that turned out because the logo is like, sweet, okay, locking it in, I'm going to have the banner set. And then I asked the animation guy, I was like, what can you do with a cheat? He's like, yeah, just have it running, crashing into the logo. He did it. I was like, dude, just change the colors and I'm set because he had it like purple and blue before. I was like, just give me that yellow and green, crash it in and I'm done. And it was like, this because as I joked with you before, it was like, I did not want the bouncing techno name logo, and I got something that's unique for me, and I was really, really happy with it. So if you guys have seen it, if not, just check out one of my videos. Just a
Check
little
out this
love
video.
there.
It's hot.
It's short and sweet. If you guys get tired of it, I'll try and mix it up a little bit, but yeah, other than that, you guys know where to find me. It's Twitter, Ebontis, Twitch.tv, where I'm at right now. If you guys already follow me, if not, hit that follow button. At least just you guys will know when I go live doing these and other things. There's going to be a lot of Twitch, probably, when it comes to Forsaken.
Yes.
And then YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff. You guys know. It's just, the little stuff like that actually does help us out more than you guys probably know.
Absolutely.
YouTube's really funky with its stuff, so just any love we get from you guys is always, always appreciated.
Definitely, man.
So that's pretty much all I got. I mean, Ebontis everywhere. It's easy.
Yeah, man. And of course, it is our Lord Cognito, man. Every Sunday is the Lord's Day. Please tune in this Sunday. We will have Mooch from the Crossfire podcast. We're going to be talking some games and stuff like that, and that will be live. We go live on the Inner Circle Network there, and that is Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern. Check us out. Talk multi-platform gaming. And of course, here on the Iron Lord podcast channel, you have Flashpoint as well as other original content as we go to trading shows, E3, PAX, and all the like. We'll put live footage up there, interviews. Please check those things out as well. Really appreciate the support, like Ebontis said. And on Twitter, I'm at Lord Cognito. At Xbox, if you're on Xbox, we got a big flourishing Destiny clan, Iron Lord podcast clan. We really help each other out. We try to Sherpa. We do raids. There's something for everyone to do. And as long as you're active, please hit us up, Iron Lord Podcast, again on Xbox. And yeah, man, that's what I got. PlayStation and Xbox 360. And I know soon PC was coming. Ebontis will try his indoctrination at that point, so I can get into the realm of 60 frames.
60 frames, 1440p. Just
Hey,
know,
Xbox,
go.
I got 4K and HDR though. I'm holding on. For dear life.
4K 30
All right.
with interlaced and checkerboarding and
Oh,
all
no,
that stuff.
that's pro, bro. That's pro. The X is native.
There's no, yeah.
It's native 4K with the HDR, man. I got to defend console a little bit.
I was gonna say, I want you to put an Xbox One X next to your new PC, and then you tell me which one looks better, even at 30 frames.
The chat
Even at
is
30
killing me. They're
frames.
giving us now. There's like PC Master Race, Par 5 is like, that's 4K.
I even get comments now like, why don't you play on PS4 anymore? It's like, honestly, for one, I love mouse and keyboard, and the way the hand cannons feel in this game on PC are solid. So, I mean, that's one of those that is really hard to tear away from. But two, like, once you've had it as pretty as it is on here, because there are certain effects on PC that you literally don't get.
Facts.
Like, just
that's a fact. Yeah.
There's more power, there's more room to compute things. So just even like the, I'm trying on not lighting, which really looks cool. The volumetric lighting looks awesome. Particle effects is the word I'm looking for. Particle effects in that game when you're supers and you're in third person, holy crap! Like, doesn't compare.
dude, it's not even a question. It doesn't compare. It's just that I'm personally trying to stay ignorant because I know if I see that,
No, you
I'm
just
not
gotta.
going back to
Yeah,
console.
I know.
So I need to stay in my little bubble and act like it doesn't exist. Otherwise, my clan is gonna kill me, dude. We got like 100, dude. It's crazy. Oh man, this is funny. But yeah, that's all I got,
Yeah,
man.
then you
That's
can
all I
go
got.
try and be one of those people who keeps up with 6 characters. I'm like,
Oh,
I
no.
can't do that. Like I've moved. I was like, I've just grinded out my hunter to get him up and ready. So he's
Mhm.
about 340. Once I finish the Solstice armor, it'll be a nice kind of. It's actually a nice thing. If you start a new character and you grind out your Solstice armor and it was lower, you'll go in at a pretty high level, which is nice. So it's a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah, man.
That's like all we got, guys. I hate that we always kind of get this thing going when everybody
Go in
finally
the
wakes
chat. I
up and
know.
joins the stream, but for you to be able to have a chance to sleep and kind of for our day, but you guys will always be able to check this out afterwards. So if you don't check it out, leave a comment, say, hey, hit us up on Twitter, just be like, hey, podcast, ask us questions too.
Absolutely.
If you
Fact. And
guys want to
retweet,
hear,
retweet if you can too. That really helps
yeah,
us too.
yeah,
When you retweet the podcast, it really, really helps us big time.
yeah. But if you guys ever want to hear anything, have a specific topic, that was actually really good from Plummy. So if you guys have like, those times where we kind of wrap up, have that last 10 minutes, like ask us some questions on Twitter. Like, let's get some questions of the week going from you guys because I really want to get you guys involved so we can answer what you want to hear. Because, I mean, we know what we talk about, but generally, we also want to answer some questions that we may not think about for you guys. So
Absolutely.
please let us know. Yeah, you want to wrap it up? I'll let you kind of finish it up and
Yeah, man, that's
get
it.
us out of here, man.
Everybody enjoy their day. We got great content on the way. Tuesday's gonna be lit. Weapon changes, everything is a good time for Destiny, man. Get in there, play some games this weekend, have some fun. Everyone enjoy their day. And on that note, we are out of here, man. Peace.
Out of here like Vladimir.
Now we're Mesa.
Shout out Mesa. No.
Shout out Mesa, man.
Seriously, guys, have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend. If you grind it a lot, you can breathe, but test the weapon slots. But September 1st, order some pizza, plop yourself down, and enjoy some Gambit.
Facts.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Peace.